Yo, what's up, guys? We back. Let's start with some Reddit. I saw some good stuff on Reddit. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Was this the right one? Yeah, I see this. Poster says, "Is this normal behavior?" Can you click? My internet's going slow, guys. So yeah, we got a few Reddit stories, few jiu-jitsu match breakdowns, and then maybe some business. So a poster says, "I'm a purple belt who loved my old gym. Miss it every day, but had to move, so found a new gym. This black belt in my class never wants to roll. He just always stands around. I never knew he was coaching or anything, but every time I ask him to train, he just brushes me off. Today I had no partner, so I asked if he wanted to train, and he goes, 'Stop looking at me, buddy. You're always looking at me, buddy. Always looking at me.' All right, I don't know if that's real. Doesn't sound real." And it's like, dude, I'm 28. I hate my job. I'm broke. I have like one friend. Oh man. Uh, yeah, that sounds like a fake story, bro. Some of the stuff on Reddit's fake, bro. Let's see. There was something decent on here. Of course, you got some more drama of ecological between ELO, ecological. Man, nothing but drama lately. And flow grappling. Poster says, "In my experience, game slash ecological approach only works if you have enough experience. Obviously, this has been a hot topic lately, and my school just switched January 1st to a 100% ecological approach. It's great for me, but I don't see how a day one white belt could possibly learn this way without any knowledge of what they are doing. It's just a natural reaction instinct, and an example I've seen personally had him questioning the approach outside camping to pass games. If the new student defends 1,000 attempts but is doing it completely wrong, where do you begin to learn? Where do you begin to learn, and how do you I can't read apparently, guys. Where do you begin to learn how to do it the right way? By trial and error? Question mark. I still have bad habits that I was taught at white belt that my coach has insistent of at the time." Yeah, before I give my 2 cents, got to read some comments. One guy says, "One of the issues with ecological approaches is that you need to have different games for different skill levels." Oh, I didn't think about that. I guess one game won't fit every skill. Didn't know that. The escape from full mount game that we play all the time, that's ecological. But in my opinion, that drill becomes not useful around mid blue belt, because that's about when people realize you're supposed to escape before you get to that position. By blue belt, you probably need things like full gripped armbar to finish, like a fully gripped armbar. Great drill for when you have experience with escaping armbars and breaking grips. Not very useful, not very useful for white belts who can rely on only one thing: pull harder. Another guy says, "Yeah, sometimes I drop in beginner's class, and the games might explicitly prevent me from doing the counters I want to do, which then feels like they're ingraining bad habits or bad concepts." Same thing. That's one of the reasons that scaling complexity is the CLA is so important. I don't think it will be great for you, honestly. I'm lucky right now to be training under high-level coaches in a technical environment. I have learned so many details in the time since I got my black belt that are totally game-changing. There's just no way in hell, hope YouTube doesn't hit me for that one, I would be able to discover these details ecologically. The solution space is too vast, and my instincts, even as someone training for 20 plus years, are often wrong. Without someone who already has the knowledge precisely explaining what to do, I'd be a small fraction of my current effectiveness on the mats. Now, if I had spent the last 3 years doing only ecological games with no instruction or drilling, would I be improving? Yes, marginally, because I'd accumulate mat time like anyone else, but the effect on the speed at which I improved would be the exact opposite of what ecological is supposed to do. I've trained with a few people who train primarily this way, and always what they are learning is to do things wrong in a way that will still work most of the time. They can win for sure against people their level, but what they're really doing is reinforcing false positives over and over. They crumble badly when faced with proper technique. Let's see, one more. Call me crazy, but probably why the AOJ, the Atos guys, the New Wave, etc., who teach techniques, details, and then let you do situationals is with them are so good on the comp scene. You build on the shoulders of giants where you take the latest technology, iterate, and level up instead of having to rediscover the wheel every time. Yeah, man, so much going on. I'm just kind of got my popcorn ready and just reading and enjoying the drama, to be honest. We got a few schools out there. I know Inverted Gear, they're going to a full-on ecological approach, so we'll use them as the experiment. Shout out to Nelson and Inverted Gear Academy in PA, Allentown, and no Bodega Jiu-Jitsu in Jersey. They also follow the ecological. Discovering ecologically is a common but unfair critique, though. I understand that that's the perception. Exchanging information and sharing ideas and details isn't prohibited, nor in instructional IG tutorial or coach demonstrations. It's all information that shapes and guides, constrains intentional behavior. Is that what CLA stands for? Constraints something, constraint learning something? I don't know. I'm just kind of putting things together. We are in our 6th year of Echo experiment. It took some time, but the training ecosystem we have now appears very effective. Students are always exploring, sharing ideas, identifying problems, and finding solutions. Coaches are experienced teammates, are there to guide and help, but they wait for questions before giving answers. This is key. Everyone has something to offer. Also, bad habits are washed out with live training too, especially as the room gets better. Bad habits are a non-issue with eco. The liveliness of training is the self-correcting cycle. Again, some bad habits, I think one of the posters kind of mentioned, some of the bad habits might work, especially at a lower skill level. You can get away with certain things. But I guess they're saying the higher belts kind of help weed out the bad habits. But yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to happen. To me, it's an experiment. But I like some of the tenets. Like they said, more guidance and letting the students kind of answer the questions, find the questions, or find answers for themselves. I will say, just from teaching a lot, sometimes people just wanted to get the answers when they come in and train. They would like, what do you do? How do you do this? How do you do it? I want to know how you do it. And then they want answers immediately if they don't have a lot of time to study outside of, the gym or the academy. But everybody's different. Let's look at one more and then we'll get into some match. I don't got that much time, guys. Gotta run and train soon. Let's see, more shady flow grappling practices. That sounds interesting. Looks like if you're more marketable and you lose to someone less marketable, Flo will scrub that from the record books. Thanks, Flo. I mean, they don't help me that much, but one guy says, "Where's Jansen?" and they mentioned Tynan. Someone said, "Where's Jansen?" Good old shout out to Jansen. Good question. I went to find and post the match, and it's hosted on their official channel for free. Not sure why the record is wrong. There's probably some oversight or something, guys. I think that's the only one, right? If it's probably just an error in data. That was the final match of a major, though, I think. He also technically got DQ'd in 2024 Worlds. Oh, yeah, forgot about that one. Good point. Also forfeited at the Crown against Andy Murasaki. Guy mentioned in the AMA how marketing is really core to being an athlete nowadays. Think about that, guys. All my friends out there competing. Think about the marketing aspect. You could win all this stuff and nobody knows your name. He specifically mentioned the case of Jansen versus Tynan, where people talked more about Tynan losing than Jansen winning. How Tynan was, as a result, way more in the spotlight than Jansen. He then implied that some athletes, I guess Jansen, are deserving of the attention, but neglect too much marketing. I will say Jansen actually, he doesn't have the marketing push. More so in Brazil. It's kind of weird because there's like the American media, your flow grappling, and then there's like the Brazilian media that covers. They've been doing I think it's BJJ Korea and some other ones, not Korea, like CRIA, that cover a lot of the up and coming Brazilian athletes. And Jansen does his part in promoting himself. He's always on social media, showing his training and whatever he's doing. I think you need more. He needs more of a push from Checkmat, his team. So guys like Leo Vieta and whoever else runs the school, they kind of need like a marketing arm. Someone that films all the time and helps push those guys. I think that would help Jansen a lot. And the media is biased. Tynan's based. Well, they're both based in California now. But Tynan obviously has more of a push. Even though Jansen's great, there's so many great athletes out there, and here's a case of someone that's a world champion, Jansen, and there's a lot of people that don't know of him, even though he's great. Poster says he didn't imply that some athletes. I guess he forgot to add that it can also help bring biases and favors too if you are more marketable. Some people are more marketable. It could be your look, it could be your speech, lots of different factors. I would just say thank God now we have social media. You guys can promote yourself through all these different platforms. Whereas before, if we won, maybe we got on Gracie Mag or something. There was no podcast or anything. You got a picture in Gracie Mag back in the day, that was it. You're like, man, I'm making it. But nowadays, you guys can do podcasts. You can live stream, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, X, Reddit. You can go anywhere and promote yourself and, make it so that they have to acknowledge your presence. Let's see. Let's look at some matches, guys. First off, we got Baby Shark. Ooh. Hopefully, we do not get hit with the... I don't know if this is the finals. Is that the finals? It might be the finals. Awesome. Hopefully, we can not get copyright strike. Baby Shark, don't copyright strike me, bro. I'm on your channel. Don't copyright. I'll join. Look. We did it! We did it! Oh, I'm subscribed. Am I subscribed? I'm gonna subscribe to him. So don't copyright strike me, okay, bro? Turn the volume down a little bit. Excuse the quality, guys. It is not looking good. Can I change the quality on here? That's how oh, yeah. There we go. At least 720. You guys need at least 720. Hell no, that don't look good at all. I'll upgrade you guys. Let's go 1080. Can we get 1080 in here? Alright, that looks way better. Guard pull by Baby Shark. Nice. Close guard. Opponent's got his knee up. And that's smart, okay? If someone pulls guard on you, close guard. Guys, get your knee up. Baby Shark's playing a little bit of lasso. Double lasso, single lasso on the left leg. Almost like a home-low guard, but instead of putting the foot on the bicep, he's on the lasso. On lasso real fast, looking for De La Riva. His opponent's tough, man. Back to the deep lasso. Little off balance attempt there. A little more golly sweep here. This move's been kind of hard to hit lately. Now collar sleeve with the lasso. This is really great for getting the omoplata, guys. Nice omoplata. His opponent's doing a good job of defending, though. Up, he just kind of snaked his way in. You see his opponent's keeping that knee up. That saved him. Nice. Baby Shark's so good, man. Nice. Back to the lasso. Double sleeve. I don't think this is finals. Actually, he's got the coach's jersey on, so maybe it is the finals. Lasso switch. Now he's playing like a home low guard, kind of modified home low guard. Maybe he's going to kick under with that left leg. We'll see. What do you guys think? Kick under. Hey. Come up, come up. Nice. That's a good sweep. Nice. Opponent stuff, but he let that arm out. Hey, he survived. Nice, man. I think here that Pato guard pass, if you guys watched the Pato video, grabbing the lapel under the back would be pretty beneficial. I'm still working on that, though. Just great to see, you know, Baby Shark won ADCC, Pato got second at ADCC, and these guys are right back competing in the gi. So, I don't know. Think about that, guys. Think about that out there, my no gi guys. Nice high guard from Baby Shark. I can't tell if he's got the choke or anything going on. Nice. Looks like that arm is gonna get attacked from the overhook. Ooh, yeah. And putting pressure, almost like a mirror lock. Foot on the head. Oh man. Yeah, that looks tight. Oh, tap. Yeah. Woo. We talk about marketing, you know, that last Reddit post, and I think Baby Shark is one of the guys that has great marketing, but he also is getting pushed by, you know, Flow Grappling and all the other news organizations. I mean, obviously he deserves attention, and you know, he's a champion, so he's gonna get more attention. But he started off like most Brazilians, you know, no one knows who they are, and then they come to America, and then you know they explode. And sometimes that's charisma, you know, or you have some type of angle, you know. Baby Shark, Diego Hayes, you know, he uses the Baby Shark nickname and kind of that branding to stand out. Yeah, I mean, that's a good match. Let's look at one more guy. We got Adam Wardziński over here representing Poland. Really been on like a tear, you know, just really improved a ton, and you know, just doing so well. That's good to see, man. Especially, you know, especially Europeans out there, you know, Jiu-Jitsu's still growing over there, but there's so many good people coming up, and then someone older, you know, he's not as young as some of these other guys he's fighting, so that's good to see him out there making a name for himself. And I had to turn the volume down a little bit. Come on, guys. And also an exciting game, kind of an old school game that nobody really plays right now. I'm trying to think of someone that plays Butterfly in the gi. And maybe Marcelo. Who else was playing? There was this guy, Alex Monslav, for my Alliance people, if you guys remember him. Guard pull by up. And I will say, I gotta turn the audio down. I will say, man, Wardziński's got some good passing, bro. It might be better than his guard, huh? So maybe if you guys want to see a video on Adam Wardziński on my main channel, let me know in the comments. You're doing a good job of clearing that left leg. You could consider this camp passing. So doing a good job. Opponents may be looking to kind of bump, maybe get like into single leg X, but Wardziński's doing a good job keeping his base down, moving. See how he's turning to the side, catching like an awkward angle. So the opponent is really hard to pull in that case. I think John Thomas went over this detail. You guys remember the John Thomas video where he comes over the top, I believe, and cancels out that frame. Yeah, but it seems to be working pretty well. Where's my sound at? So offense coming up. Nice. That was nice. That's a hard sweep to stop, guys. The auto sweep. Nice. So that's something you're seeing more from the high level competitors. You know, they get swept, they go right for something back. You know, they're not gonna wait. So opponent gets the takedown. Wardziński goes right for his butterfly guard. He's gonna probably look to sweep. And he's so strong here, you know, that isometric strength. Most people wouldn't be able to maintain this grip. And opponent, he knows he got to get out of there. Nice looking single leg X. He's got so many options, you know, the butterfly, half guard, single leg X, you know. I don't really want to hear the commentary too much. But you need to have that system down, and you got to find the right combination. Because all these guys are tough. You got to find the right combination to sweep and submit. It also helps he's huge. I mean, all these guys are huge, so a lot of their stuff works in ways that my stuff won't work in the same way as these guys. So I like how he's controlling that collar. That keeps his opponent from posturing up and escaping from that single leg X. Nice. Opponent's not bad, man. He's good, too. He's nice guard passing. Nice. Oy. Woo. And look how Wardziński, you know, he's kind of behind here, but his hook's got that homing beacon on him. You see? Look at his hook. Whee! He's gonna get that hook in. Nice. And that kind of saves him. And you guys gotta fight, man. When your guard's getting passed, you gotta fight. That's when you gotta fight the hardest. We got 2 advantages to the opponent. Actually 2 points, actually. Maybe an advantage should have been there. I think they took the advantage away. Little lull in the activity. We can turn the sound back on for you guys. Little John Wayne action over here. Nice. So this is the second time this happened. So maybe there's something. If you guys are fighting Wardziński, maybe there's something there for you guys to pick on. So the opponent had really good outside passing. You see here he kind of goes towards that hook side. I don't know how he cleared. Kind of a back step. Nice jumping. Nice. So Wardziński's tough, man. I mean, he fights guys like Jansen and Buchecha, so I think that builds his resiliency. Most guys would be giving up or get their back taken, but he can survive. You know, he can survive in these matches, and then by the time this guy gets tired, the opponent over here gets tired from jumping around, Wardziński's still good. Got a little bit of a single leg guard. Nice. I love this sweep. But yeah, I really want to break it down. So his opponent's weight's going forward, but then as soon as he feels the weight going backwards, see when he steps that leg out, his weight's going backwards at that time, right? So Wardziński uses that to sweep. You see he hooks and moves forward. Boom. Nice. And I would like to see him finish those takedowns. But I think as his opponents get more tired, that's when those takedowns start to hit. See, up goes the pull. I don't know if that was a good guard pull or not. I couldn't tell. And here, you know, I said Wardziński's passing. That's kind of been kind of salvaging him a lot. You know, saving him a lot of times. This left side passing, knee cuts and smash passing. Most people aren't good at defending on that left side. So he's got the knee cut, and he just kind of pressured in. Bread and butter, man. Or as the Brazilians say, rice and beans, man. You got the underhook, knee cut. This is a tough position to fight off because once his head goes on the mat, his weight's in the perfect position, and it's really hard as the the opponent. You know, he's got to make a big move. But man, these guys are so big and strong. You know, heavyweight, right in the mount. Dang, woo, ain't that rough, man? Ain't that rough? Boom. Yeah, whew, you know, it happens, bro. It happens. Double underhooks, man. What could that's like the worst. Yeah, so he went from down 2 points to up 5 points. 5 minutes to go and mount. I mean, and that's just hard work, guys. That's just hard work paying off. Years and years of getting crushed. I remember when I did my Keenan video on the Worm Guard. Keenan fights Wardziński in 2020 or something, and maybe earlier, and just kind of ran through Wardziński. But to see him, you know, persevere, and he's doing really well. And, you know, man, these guys are strong, man. All right, man. You kind of stuck. And, you know, a lot of this is mental. When you're down, it sucks. You got to fight back. And it's mental when you're up because, you know, hey, you know, if I mess up, maybe the guy can escape and come back. So, let's see. I might just fast forward, guys. Again, not got that much time. Mount. Hopefully he can finish from here, you know. Good old cross choke or armbar, double armbar or something. I think he's just going to run a timeout, which, you know, is almost worse. It's almost like, hey, go ahead and submit me. Please submit me. Get me out from under here. All right, so that's pretty much paused. Did he get a submission? Oh, wait a second. I'm just fast forwarding, guys. I watch too much jiu-jitsu anyway. So it looks like Op is turning. I mean, I don't blame him. He starts to turn, and Wardziński gets the spread the chicken position, takes the back. I mean, opponent should have kept fighting, bro. Don't tap out. You already waited that time. You just take the loss on points, you know. I would have kept fighting probably if I could. And, you know, he's kind of already defeated at this point. Yeah, I don't want to watch anymore. All right, so the last thing, you know, got to do some business. We got a video from Gracie Breakdown on how to build a successful BJJ school. Again, business is important, guys. So we're just going to listen. Hopefully they don't hit me with a copyright strike. I'll try to pause it so they don't. I'll turn the volume up too.
In time, but I kind of wish I did. My name is Joel Gerson. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for over 35 years. Fought professionally MMA in Japan, obviously.
Oh, dude, that is incredible, man. Yeah. Oh, look how bad it's bent, man. That dude has submitted a lot of people.
And I opened the first MMA gym in Toronto in 2005 or so about over 15 years ago. So I was always familiar with Huron and Henner's work online, but I wasn't as familiar with their system and the programs that they offered. It wasn't until a black belt friend of mine had mentioned to me that I should actually get on board and represent in Toronto. And forever, I had never.
Yeah, so, you know, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is one of the biggest. The Gracie name is one of the most well-known martial arts families, martial arts names overall. So a lot of times you put that Gracie Baja, Gracie Humaita, Gracie Academy. You know, you put that on your business, your signage, and that's gonna bring in a ton of people. Yeah, man. And if you're not a part of that family, you don't put that name on there unless you're affiliated with them.
Affiliated with any jiu-jitsu affiliation. Since I started jiu-jitsu in Canada, there was no affiliations. So for me, affiliating with anybody was not really appealing. My friend actually mentioned that I should visit their academy because it was the nicest in the world, and I think that was high praise. I had to see for myself. So
Man, that is a nice academy, man. Some of these schools out here, you know, dirty. They dirty. DIRTY. But man, look at that bathroom, bro. That looks nice. Bathroom looked nice. And, we talked about that in the last Keenan video. It's that small stuff that really helps, keeping the mats clean and, let people feel happy to be at your gym. That's important.
That was high praise I had to see for myself. So I came down to LA and actually met with Henner. And we sat for 3 hours. He got into all the details of the program. And just to appreciate this.
The Gracie Bros got some drama too. I'm not gonna cover that story. I'm gonna let you guys do your own research. But everything's not perfect.
I was watching his phone blow up nonstop with multiple messages coming up and emails, and he didn't look at it once. He was locked in on explaining everything about the program. Every possible problem had a solution as far as the system was concerned, and I came away very impressed. From my experience, from everything that I've seen, Gracie Combatives is the best beginner program, hands down, for any beginner. When I actually...
Man, that's a ton of people, and I wonder if they do ecological there. What do you guys think?
The classes, I saw stuff that I'd never seen before. I don't think people have an idea online of how big the classes are and the quality of the instruction. What actually impressed me the most was to see blue belts teaching jiu-jitsu and knowing how to integrate a beginner and correct a beginner at a level that most black belts can't do.
Oh, that reminds me of a Reddit post I read a few days ago. Should blue belts be teaching? And I guess over there, they got the blue belts teaching. I don't know, man. I don't know. They got a different system, man.
I remember thinking to myself that there are blue belts here that I would hire over black belts that I know who have been teaching for 20 years. It's funny because
I mean, also you can charge the blue belts less, or you can pay them less. Yeah.
Take a lot of heat for their methodologies teaching online and people learning jiu-jitsu virtually, but my experience is that it's actually extremely difficult. And it's not just the technical material of the jiu-jitsu, but it's how to teach it, how to structure it. It was a lot of work to a point where I actually don't believe that many black belts can get through it.
Yeah, I don't know about this. The drama wasn't the online instruction. It was that they were doing online certification. So you could get your Gracie blue belt, online almost, I don't think you had to go in person, and then maybe they changed that eventually, but I don't know about all this stuff, man. He's like, these blue belts are amazing. And then, they don't roll. I don't know. And I'm old school,
Challenging. When I came in person to test, I really saw with my own eyes how they are really drilling down on the quality and making sure that
Well, let's see what they got over here. I'm glad for the pause button. Let's see. Hand demo energy expenditure question. Helio Gracie reference. Strength strategy. Gracie strategy. Pump the program. Explain. I don't know what this means. No experience. Any plant the seed. Most schools we prefer if you have the class 10-day free trial. Freaky Combatives card. If you love it, sign up 10-day trial. Kind of standard stuff. Full access to the Gracie University after 10-day trial. The CTC. I can't read what the other stuff. I'm studying, guys. Let's get back over here.
They are really
trap and roll. Show the problem from the top. How and why bigger and stronger attacker may in on top. Explain worst position to be in and dangerous. I mean, this is all kind of stuff you go over in a beginner's intro. See, it says 10-minute intro. Usually in the intro, we're just explaining what jiu-jitsu is. Nowadays, it's not, you don't have to do it as much like we used to back in the day because people didn't know what jiu-jitsu was. It was kind of counterculture. So a lot of times people had no idea what we were talking about. You mentioned Gracie's, they didn't know what you're talking about. You mentioned UFC, they didn't know what you were talking about. But now it's gotten a lot more popular, so a lot of times we don't have to go so much in depth on like the basics of how jiu-jitsu guys started. Oh, this is why we play the guard. Here's the MMA. And I'm not sure if they're doing a rating scale. Looks like they are doing something there. Unsatisfactory. It looks like some type of rating scale. And they're just rating the intro, which is good. I think you should practice this intro stuff. It's a good way to onboard new students. A little bit of one-on-one with an instructor, the main instructor, or assistant instructors goes a long way. Because if you just throw the students into the class and they don't know what's going on. It's kind of tough.
The other academies around the world. So I finished the instructor certification program live in California. Then I went back to integrate everything, and it was crazy. Over time, it was just interesting to see little things that started happening. A guy would drive from across the city for private lessons because he specifically wanted Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Guys leaving their sport jiu-jitsu academies because they were getting mangled and hurt, and they wanted a little bit more of a structured, safer environment. I would have police officers joining the academy because they couldn't risk getting smashed by the competition black belts and purple belts and blue belts at the other academy.
I got so much stuff I'm like kind of nitpicking. Again, I think the Gracie name lends itself to the marketing, so of course you're gonna get more people in the door. Of course, the police officers. One thing I have an issue with is this. It makes it seem like the competition schools are bad. And in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie University is the only school that really teaches you Jiu-Jitsu in a safe environment. But most academies nowadays, it's not like it used to be. Like most academies are pretty structured and, fairly safe. And most schools don't even push competition. Maybe back in the day they would, but they don't even push competitions like they used to. And in fact, that's why we're in this ecological war, where most people are playing fun and having fun and playing games, and they're not really necessarily always training hard, like in a competition school. I just find that this kind of a one-sided like argument where it's always Gracie University. This is the source of jiu-jitsu. We only do it the right way, and those other guys, you're gonna get hurt. That's always the same argument. But my thought process is that you need to be able to roll hard and sometimes even compete, because you can get a false sense of security and safety if you never roll and you're getting stripes on your belt, and then you get in a situation where you can't control it, and then you don't know what to do because, oh man, I never actually rolled and I'm getting crushed. I'm not saying the other schools are always crushing you, but at least they vary the training,
Obviously, the beginner program.
Yeah, a ton of kids. Jesus Christ. Something's working, guys. Something's working over there. Jesus, look at all those kids.
Obviously, the beginner program doubled over time, and the kids program doubled over time. I think now we're around 1,000 students, and we're still growing. And
Wow.
I feel like
Wait, 1,000 students? Jesus Christ. Yo. All right, scratch everything I said. Do what they're doing, guys. Do what they're doing.
if I had just started when I first opened my academy with this program, I'm trying to think how things would have been different. I do definitely wish our paths had crossed a little bit earlier, but you can't go back in time, but I kind of wish I did.
All right, so that definitely was a Gracie University marketing video. But man, you got a ton of students. I don't know if they're any good. Probably not. Probably. I feel like some of the schools where they don't train, they don't roll, and they're getting promoted all the time. They have the biggest student populations, because they always like, yeah, I come to school, I came to class, got another stripe. Of course you're gonna come every time if you get a stripe. But man, usually they're not good, and I don't know. I'm so old school that, man, I never really promoted a lot of people, when I was teaching more. And I'm not saying I had high standards, but I just felt like, I don't know, I never wanted to water down the sport. Not for $1, not for $1,000, $5 million. I never wanted to water down the sport because I feel like you're taking away an opportunity to grow from that person. And I see schools that are run like this, and man, I would never go there. I would never walk into that academy. All right, guys. So that was the business side. Man, if you're running your school, there's some things that they do that you probably need to learn from and take from. I won't deny that. And I mean, I want you guys to succeed and have a lot of students, and be able to pay all your bills and go on vacation a few times a year. I don't want you guys struggling to make ends meet, and it's rough out here. All right, guys, if you enjoy this video, look out for the next one. That's basically it. All right, peace.